Skinny Hardaway Southern T back with another EP. And y'all do your boy a favor as you roll on in. Y'all smash that like button for your boy. Today, I'm here with a little different EP. Today we go step outside of the ring for a quick second. 2022, it has been a good year for boxing, inside and out the ring. We've been getting a lot of the fights that we want. A lot of the hype jobs and the cheats, in boxing been getting exposed this year. We got a lot of these, crooked sanctioning bodies and organizations, being exposed, right? It's almost like boxing inadvertently, cleaned itself up this year. There was a series, right, that started a little after, the COVID. There was a series in boxing that started a little after the COVID, right? Oh, yeah, my bad. Just to hit on, real quick, some of the things that I was talking about, with boxing starting to work itself out. We got the sanctioning bodies under investigation, WBC, WBA, We got that Daniel Callahan situation, rearing this ugly head. You got that situation, starting to come to light and whatnot. We starting to get a lot of the fights that we want, the unifications, the undisputeds, a lot of the fights that seem to avoid us, right? A lot of the fights that seem to miss us, right? It seems like we've been getting a lot of them made this year. If we were to get, right, Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence, if we was to get that fight, we would have pretty much been had every, fight, almost every fight, that we wanted this year. We had Cool Boy Step, for unification. We had Tank Davis versus Rolly Romero, There's history behind that fight. We had Jermell Charlo versus Brian Castano for undisputed. We got Clarissa Shields versus Savannah Marshall. What's good, Charles? My guy Charles Green just said you stay on the grind. Appreciate you, Charles. Appreciate you, Charles. Glad you can make it. Shout out my guy Charles Granger. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button, whether you here for a good or a long time. Greatly appreciate you. Yeah, Charles, I got to, man. I got to, Charles. I got to stay on my grind, man. Bring y'all this good news. Bring y'all, this good boxing talk. This EP in particular, though, Charles, this is pertaining, outside of the ring. I'm bringing it all home right now. I'm putting everything into context. I'm talking about how this year of boxing, we kind of begin, boxing correcting and fixing itself. And I'm getting somewhere, with that point. I just named a few, situations how we've been getting, a lot of the fights that we want this year. Boxing been correcting itself. We've been getting a lot of these big major companies and sanctioning bodies, been getting exposed this year. Boxing kind of correcting itself. So this is along the lines of, that outside of the ring sanctioning body, network type of deal that's going on right now with this EP. So we got Mark Ortega. Right? Mark Ortega has been working in boxing for quite some time now. Mark Ortega has worked on Fox amongst many, network companies, Fox being the most, famous one, the most recent one, the most notable, right? So he's a Fox researcher and producer, right? He RingCity, right? Doubling back on what I was saying, RingCity right after COVID, right after COVID, right? when boxing kicked back up, Ring City introduced this new, right? They introduced this new wave of network boxing on NBC. You know what I mean? It was for fighters. It was like for fighters, on their last chance, or for fighters where it's tough for them to get fights, right? It's tough for them to get those big fights, right? It's tough for them to get fights, to get put on network, to get seen. Ring City started a series, called NBC started a series called Ring City USA. It was basically for, not over the hill, right? It was basically for independent boxers looking to make a name for themselves, looking to get seen. It was basically like a TV show. It was basically like a boxing network, designed to help get unknown boxers seen, or boxers who may have fell off, or maybe boxers who have not gotten the opportunity yet, or maybe to get you a nice prospect seen. It was built up for that, right? So Ring City, had a couple fights. Sean Porter and Keith Thurman used to commentate on it. Sean Porter be everywhere, but Sean Porter was one of the mainstays, on this Ring City USA network. Sean Porter was one of the mainstays on there, you know what I mean? On their commentating. So Ring City was set up to showcase fighters, to give fighters a chance to show their stuff. They hadn't really been given the chance to show their stuff. Mark Ortega was a researcher, and he was a producer, on said Ring City series. I enjoy watching the Ring City series too. I saw Brandon Adams knock out Barichick, right? Beautiful knockout. I saw Brandon Adams knock out Barichick. Not bad. I saw Brandon Adams knock out Barichick on there. You know what I mean? I saw O'Shaquie Foster, who is now signed with Pro Bellum, right? I saw O'Shaquie Foster, make his ring return after 2 years, on Ring City. So Ring City, did a lot of good for a lot of good people. Got a lot of people, fights and seen who wouldn't necessarily have gotten that opportunity, to get a fight or be seen, right? Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in, whether you're here for a long time or a good time. If you could, do your boy a favor. Smash that like button. If this your first time, if you could, not make it your last time. If you could, hit that subscription button as well. You know what I mean? And subscribe to the channel. But yeah. So Ring City, gave people otherwise who wouldn't have had, many shots. They gave them shots, to fight on TV, a shot to get seen, and a shot to, pop their shit, right? But Mark Ortega said that Mark Ortega has filed a lawsuit against Ring City, right? He said that Ring City, which is now closed, right? They're not, running anymore for whatever reason, which they go explain, once we get into the, the article. No, Ring City isn't running anymore. But Mark Ortega said that he was never paid for his services, to the Ring City family, right? You know what I mean? So Mark Otega is saying that he didn't get paid, for the work that he put in while on the Ring City team. Mark Otega filed an 8-count lawsuit against Ring City, and I thought this was interesting because this year it's been a long line of like smut and a long line of like dirt. You know what I mean? Coming out in boxing, and it's our job, to report that, because mainstream media not gonna talk about subjects like this. So I feel like it's our job, the YouTubers and the content creators, you know what I mean? It's our job, to keep y'all informed and to keep y'all posted on things like this. Otherwise, that you probably would never hear about. You know what I mean? Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button for your boy. But I'm about to read you this article. This article was done by The Boxing Scene and Jake Donovan. Jake Donovan is the head writer at The Boxing Scene. If y'all know Jake Donovan, his name sounds familiar. I actually had Jake Donovan on my show, on my actual show, my live stream. I got an interview with Jake Donovan. Y'all can check that out if y'all want to. I interviewed Jake Donovan himself, the head writer of Boxing Scene. You know what I mean? This story is cooked up by Jake Donovan, so y'all can head over to the boxing scene and check it out if you want to. But I'm about to read the article verbatim to give y'all detail on exactly what's going on. The only fights left in the once promising RingCity USA boxing series will now take place in the courtroom. Boxing Scene has confirmed that the creators of RingCity USA, Alphabet, have been met with an 8-count complaint filed by series researcher and content producer Mark Ortega. The lawsuit was filed with the Superior Court of the State of California, Los Angeles County, with Ortega and his legal team alleging non-payment of wages, waiting time penalties, failure to reimburse for business expenses, failure to furnish timely and accurate itemized wage statements, unfair business practices and violations of California businesses, deceit, fraud, recession, and breach of contract. Lord. Mark Ortega ain't playing. I'm about to read off the list again. Of what Mark Ortega is suing them for. It's an 8-count lawsuit. He's suing them for waiting time penalties, failure to reimburse for business expenses, failure to furnish timely and accurate itemized wage statements, unfair business practices and violation of California business, deceit, fraud, recession, and breach of contract. What's good, St. Louis? What's good, D Freak? Appreciate you signing through this, John D Freak. Glad you could make it, pimp. TWT in the building. Well, let me drop these flames from my brother. TWT in the building. Y'all do your boy a favor, whether you're here for a good time or a long time. If you could, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. Shout out my guy Charles Granger, my guy St. Louis Mix. He said, salute my bro T and family in the chat. Smash that like button, family. Yes, sir. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button for your boy. But I just gave y'all a list of what Mark Ortega suing them for. I'm going to read it again a little later, but I'm going to continue the article, right? Ortega seeks compensatory damages and penalties for unpaid wages, reimbursable expenses, additional compensation on Alphabet RingCity LLC, RingCity Incorporated CEO Frank Samuel and production executive Lauren Bayer were named as defendants in the 71-page complaint. According to the complaints, Ortega, a longtime boxer media member who also works for producers for Fox Sports, like I told you earlier, worked for producer for Fox Sports, was hired to work the first 3 RingCity events upon its official launch in 2020. The NBC Sports Network series officially debuted November 19, 2020, with Ortega providing research for the show as per sign on or about November 14, 2020. Farrah Jackson, appreciate you sliding through this, John Farrah. Glad you can make it. Let me ring you up, Farrah. Y'all do me a favor. Y'all say hey to my girl Farrah, and y'all subscribe to Farrah's channel. We talking about legal matters right now. My girl Farrah, a lawyer, y'all. You see how that work? My girl Farrah, lawyer. Shout out my girl Farrah Jackson sliding through this. Appreciate you sliding through this, John Farrah. Let me rent you up so you could drop the link to your page, and then I want y'all to go subscribe to Miss Farrah. Y'all never know when y'all might need Miss Farrah. You know what I mean? She might be able to get you out of some trouble. I might need Miss Farrah. No, I'm just playing though. Let me get you this link so you can drop the link to your channel, sis, and then we can get the folks to subscribe to you. Shout out my girl Farrah, man. I love seeing like when I get like the new subscribers and the new supporters, and I especially love when I get the ladies to come through this jump, because we need more ladies in and around what I mean, the sport. Shout out my girl Farrah. Let me get you right though, Farrah. Farrah, go copy your page link, your YouTube channel, and then come back here and drop it in my chat so I can get the family to subscribe to you as they roll on in the building. But yeah, back to boxing. Make sure y'all subscribe to Miss Farrah too. But yeah, Mark Ortega. Yeah, let me get back to the article, y'all. My bad. But yeah, let me finish this for y'all. AB to IT was good. Appreciate you sliding through this joint. TWT in the building. Glad you can make it. Miss Joette. Appreciate you sliding through this joint, Miss Joette. Glad you can make it. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. Smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. Whether you're here for a good time or a long time. But let's finish though. The series was well intended and also received mostly with praise. Through its concept of putting the best fights free of promotional output deals that have for decades polluted the boxing industry. Right. So they basically just told you what I told you. The RingCity series was made for them, to give boxers, who weren't signed to big promotional companies, who weren't really as known as the big time boxers. It was made to give them a chance. So that's basically what they just said right there. The series was well intended and also received mostly with praise. Through its concept of putting the best fights free of promotional output deals, the best fighters free of promotional output deals that have for decades polluted the boxing industry. Every RingCity event, which aired live on the now defunct NBC Sports Network and simultaneously streamed live on the Twitch channel, worked with different promoters, with Bastion Boxing serving as the lead promoter by license only. You know what I mean? Per the agreement, Ortega was to be compensated for services provided on November 18th through 19th, December 2nd through 3rd, and December 17th through 18th, surrounding the fighter meetings in the fight night for their 3 shows in 2020. So Brian Ortega is suing them for I said Brian. Brian Ortega is a MMA fighter. Mark Ortega is suing them, for unpaid. I'm guessing, he worked 3 fights for them, and they never paid him for the 3 fights that he worked. That's what it sounded like, right? The complaint in accompanying exhibit showed that Ortega was paid $800 via remote deposit for each of the 3 shows, totaling $2,400 for services rendered. The trial run extended into a year-long agreement into 2021, where Otega agreed to a base annual salary of $100,000, broken up into 12 monthly installments of $8,333. We Talk Sports. What's good, We Talk Sports? Glad you can make it. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all go to Farrah Jackson YouTube page and y'all subscribe to Miss Farrah Jackson. You know what I mean? She a lawyer. Y'all know y'all might need that. Y'all might need that, Your boy might need that. Y'all go to Miss I'm bullshitting though. Y'all go to Miss Farrah Jackson page and y'all subscribe to the Queen. We support businesses, we support black businesses, we support our brothers and our sisters. Appreciate you sliding through this, John Farrah. We Talk Sports. What's good? Appreciate you sliding through this, John fam. Glad you can make it. TWT in the building. What's goody? We're here talking about Mark Ortega. Mark Ortega is suing, RingCity USA. You remember that platform that started like around the pandemic, on NBC. That platform that started, to give guys who weren't signed to contractual deals, a chance to fight on TV, get them some promotion and shit. Mark Ortega is suing them for not paying him for working a couple of their fights. They agreed to pay him $100,000, and he's saying that they didn't pay him. They agreed to pay him $100,000 over the year, $8,300 a month. I'm about to finish it right now. We talk, just catching y'all up on what we on. According to the complaint, the parties did not execute a formal employment agreement of the plaintiff's 2021 services. But the material terms of the plaintiff's 2021 employment were memorialized, offered, and accepted via email exchange between plaintiff Ortega and defendant Bayer, who was acting as an agent for defendant Alphabet, RingCity LLC, and RingCity Incorporated, with the authority to bind Alphabet, RingCity LLC, and RingCity Incorporated to such an employment agreement. And now let me tell y'all again what Mark Otega is suing RingCity for. He's suing them for waiting time penalties, failure to reimburse for business expenses, failure to furnish timely and accurate itemized wage statements, unfair business practices and violations of the California Business Bureau, deceit, fraud, recession, and breach of contract. So I'm going to continue reading Robert's at. The intention at the time was to air 14 installments of their promoter live boxing series in 2021. A brief delay came in rolling out the series in the new year before announcing a 3-fight block in March, all of which aired live from Puerto Rico. The trio of events were part of 6 planned shows prior to the delayed 2020 Tokyo Olympics. With the quadrennial games consuming every NBC platform during the 3-week summer stretch before coming back up with the 8 shows to round out the year from there, the series was served among several projects to migrate to Peacock streaming platform from NBC upon the network's shutdown at year's end. So what this saying is RingCity was supposed to go to Peacock after the NBC sports channel, you know what I mean, shut down. RingCity never made it out of April. Only earned 4 shows on the year. Trouble was clearly on the horizon with far more damage to come. According to the complaint, Ortega was paid in full for his services rendered in January and February. He received monthly payments on March 1st for January and March 24th for February. No payment was provided for his work in March and April, the only 2 months the series actually aired in 2021. Which will serve as the starting point for the lengthy battle with the defendant to recuperate the balance of his guaranteed annual salary. What's good, DP? Appreciate you sliding through this, John DP. Glad you can make it. TWT in the building. Where my guy DP at? There you go. Appreciate you sliding through this, John DP. Glad you can make it. TWT in the building. What's good, pimp? Appreciate you sliding through. I mean, this John, telling y'all this. We stepping outside the ring today, real quick, telling y'all about Mark Otega, man. Mark Otega said that RingCity USA ain't pay him for his services. Now he done whipped up this 8-count, lawsuit. And I'm just breaking down all the schematics, about it. This story was done by Jake Donovan, the head writer at the boxing scene. I actually interviewed Jake Donovan on my show. You know what I mean? So shout out Jake Donovan for the good work that Jake Donovan do. He's an Ortega, continued to work with RingCity, who still produce content externally from actual fight night events. By June 1st, RingCity was 3 months behind on payments for Ortega's work provided to the series, before wiring a payment of $8,333 on June 18th for 2021 services provided last March. Another full payment was issued on June 24th for his services last April. It was the last payment that Ortega received until last October 1st. So they saying Ortega saying he ain't get paid from June 2021 up until October 1st, 2022. He was then paid on that date to satisfy his agreement for May. The defendants only offer a partial payment of $4,000 on November 12th for his services in June, and the same amount on December 1st. Also applied to the remaining June balance. Ortega was then paid another $4,000 last Christmas Eve to satisfy the remaining $333 for June, and the rest applied to their July services. Court records show that Ortega continued to honor the terms of his agreement with the series through December 31st, despite still being owed $46,000 at the time of his employment termination per the terms of the parties agreed. What's good, Yoda? Appreciate you sliding through this, John Yoda. Glad you could make it. TWT in the building. Appreciate you sliding through this, John King. Mark Otega suing RingCity USA, for he's suing them for a bunch of shit. I'm closing it out for y'all. I'm trying to close this thing out for y'all. Like, man, this thing is literally like Jake Donovan broke this shit down. So basically, long story short, right? He's suing them for waiting time penalties. Mark Ortega suing NBC Sports, right? RingCity USA, the RingCity USA services. Y'all remember RingCity USA? They gave O'Shaquie Foster his first fight back, off his long layoff. Y'all remember RingCity USA? Brandon Adams had fought Barichek on there. He knocked out that prospect Barichek. Brandon Adams did. It was a couple live fights they had up on that joint. I used to watch that joint faithfully. Used to come on Tuesdays or Wednesdays one time and Thursday one time, but normally it used to come on Tuesdays, when it originally started. I liked it that joint. I enjoyed it. I wonder where it went. I guess now I know exactly where it went. You know what I mean? But Mark Ortega is suing RingCity USA for waiting time penalties, failure to reimburse for business expenses, failure to furnish timely and accurate itemized wage statements, unfair business practices in violation of California businesses, deceit, fraud, recession, and breach of contract. You know what I mean? And Jake Donovan got this thing broken down like to a T, dog. He got it broken down to a T. Let me see if I can find out what they owe him now, what he claiming they owe him now, right? Is it calling? Oh, the series concept. Let me see if I can find what Ortega asking for. See if I can find the how you degenerate first. Okay. Now here we are right here. Here we go right here. So, after all the payments, right? After all the payments and things, basically Jake Donovan broke down every single payment made, what you owe him and all that good shit, right? So now we here, right? The remaining $12,500 was to have been paid within 10 days of the settlement agreement or on August 1st. After two failed attempts to contact the defendant, Ortega's counsel submitted a notice of breach and demands to clear the letter via email on August 2nd. A follow-up amendment notice of breach was submitted a few hours later, demanding the full compensation by August 3rd at 12 p.m. specific, or the plaintiff will rescind the agreement due to the defendant's breach of settlement agreed to for a failure of consideration. The defendants responded to the amendment's notice of breach, informing counsel that they will not pay the remaining balance to Ortega, alleged confidentially breached. The confidentiality breach. Ortega's alleged confidentiality breach. The confidentiality agreement was made available, showing Ortega's signature, to which he vehemently denied and validated. The act resulted in a rescission letter being issued, terminating the previous settlement agreement, with Ortega now seeking the full remaining balance owed in addition to the penalties incurred. In a horrific end to a once promising series, through far from only the legal action taken at the time or expected to come. The RingCity USA launch was met with legal action by New Jersey-based promoter Greg Colton, who filed a 11-count, $50,000 lawsuit against them as well. So Mark Ortega ain't the only one, who filed a lawsuit against them. So it seems like RingCity, put on a couple fights and they ain't pay these people, and now these people, you know what I mean, they want their money. I wonder if Sean Porter got paid for RingCity. You don't see Sean Porter complaining about his RingCity check, huh? I guess they use all their money to pay Sean Porter, huh? I guess they used all their money to pay Sean Porter, huh? But Mark Ortega he's suing them for the $12,500 remaining on his balance, and he's suing them for additional occurrences, right? So he's suing them for $12,000 for sure, and then the rest is unknown. You know what I mean? But I just think it's crazy how we got all this shit, coming out this year in boxing. You know what I mean? We must talk about it, and shout out to Boxing Scene and Jake Donovan and his whole crew, because they do a great job at what they do. You know what I mean? They also, talk about the uncomfortable subjects. They talk about the uncomfortable situations as well, and keeping us, updated on shit like this. So I do my due diligence, and my homework as well, to keep y'all updated and to keep y'all ear to the streets about stuff like this. You know what I mean? Because, when it's our people and when it's on us, right? When it's our people, they throw our business all out there on Front Street and everything like this. So, why not? Interesting news. We stepped outside the ring. We stepped outside the ring, a lot on Southern T. This is one of these outside the ring Southern T's. But I ain't going to hold y'all up in here too long. You know what I mean? Appreciate everybody that's slid through this jump. Make sure y'all go subscribe to Farrah Jackson's YouTube channel. You know what I mean? My girl's a paralegal. You know what I mean? So make sure y'all go subscribe to Miss Farrah Jackson. You know what I mean? You never know when you might need, a paralegal on the team. Appreciate y'all folks sliding through this. Young Skin the Hardaway Southern T. This ain't the past. This ain't the future, but this the present. That's how we rocking. And I'm out. Love.